What's up, otakus? It's your tour guide back with another haul. Um, Today we went to a new place, and the thing is, they say they've been around for 2 years, but I've only now seen them on Google, or maybe I have seen them before, but I never just thought to go because they look like a toy shop more than a comic book shop. But no, they've got a lot of great comics, and so I stopped in. Um, I saw it on our Google Maps in terms of shops nearby. I had never been there, so I thought, let's go by there and see what we can get. And I wasn't looking to spend a lot. I was just kind of looking to see what they had and maybe pick up a few books. Right off the bat, when I walked in, I saw dollar bins. So we dug through the dollar bins, and we have some of those books to show off. But they had a lot of big books upstairs. Um, Not in the best condition, but like kind of fairly priced out. I thought so. Yeah, we got some big books, and we're gonna go over them, and I'm gonna go over the entire haul. But I there's 10 books I'm gonna show. 10 books we picked up from Stern Brothers, and we have we spent $150 um, plus tax. So it's what 165, something like that. Um, and these instantly become some of the biggest books in my collection, especially with what we're planning to do to them. Because for those of you who had the pleasure of watching my you know my interaction with Roger, he was very generous to um, basically offer to clean and press some of my books. Um, and he really did made such. Hey, Kenneth, what's up? Uh, Kenneth is the only one in the chat so far, but that's cool. Thanks for hanging out, man. Um, that's another thing I've been kind of branding, kind of what I pick up as hashtag otaku hunts, and kind of sharing my collection that way. Um, so I think these videos are fun, but then later you'll see sprinklings of what we picked up on the channel and on Instagram. So trying to make these, set these to music that I like the 80s and 90s music that I grew up on. I'll try to make it as musical and fun and light as possible. But um, yeah, let's go over this haul. So again, 10 books. I spent $150 plus tax. Um, there's some big books in here, and they all fit in my core PC identity. So I can confidently say most all of these books are, well, maybe one or two might be. We'll see. I'll just tell you my plans with them at some point. So we'll start here with the dollar bins. We dug the dollar bins, and we actually found some high grade Punisher War Journal that I thought I could swap out um, as really the best grades in my collection. We picked up issue number 11, a newsstand copy. Sorry, direct copy. And then we picked up this. We always love picking up this cover. Issue number 15. Great Punisher Spider-Man cover there. I also picked up issue 14, which is a Spider-Man Punisher cover as well, the one that precedes 15. But I put it in my Jim Lee booklet already, so it's tucked away. I'm not going to get it out. We also have this Superman Legacy This is kind of been discussed as the model for what they want to bring to the new DC story, and they're revamping sort of the origin story of Clark Kent. And I don't know if I mean, it'll still be Clark Kent, but you know what I mean. It's not like I think they're gonna mess around with the Clark Kent origin story. So I would hope they wouldn't do that, but let's just hope that James Gunn knows what he's doing and he protects this valuable IP and really gets it some of the love and recognition it properly deserves. It's been under this sort of it's been under the failures of DC film execs for so long. It just needs to come on. We need Superman back. I want people to be. I want to see Superman books spike. I want to see people talk about Superman with excitement again. Um, you just don't see it these days. All right. We have. So I had this book when I was a young lad, and you know, I didn't have the kind of budget to just go freely buy every issue that came out. I kind of had to whenever I had money, I could go out and buy what was available to me. And so I did a lot of cover buying, and this is one of those cover buys I did. I just wanted to read it and find out because I loved Aliens. I was on such an Aliens, kick. After the Sigourney Weaver Aliens, and Dark Horse came out with Aliens. Of course, I never got to read that early one, so I got into this. I got into Aliens through this book, and I remember just being really absorbed by the story, and it was kind of like an extension of I think it was when Newt, there's a grown up Newt. Most of the characters from the second one are back. Um, and so it was just like this, yeah, great comic book that I grew up reading and kind of forgot about, and then was triggered by running into it today. And I said, yeah, that's exactly what's going to come into our collection. I've been kind of picking up Aliens books here and there. I think part of me likes you know, the Aliens movie and I think subsequent films that have come out that are Aliens based. Um, I definitely it was one of my favorite films growing up. Uh, when I was in what I know it came out a little earlier, but I think I first saw it on television when I was I want to say when I was in a freshman or maybe ninth grade. Ninth grade I was in ninth grade when I first saw Aliens, and yeah, it was. I mean, it was a horror film, right? It was just absolutely terrifying. Um, but you get through it. You get through it at the end. Um, so those are the dollar books I picked up. Uh, you know, I thought, this one's torn to pieces. It looks like the aliens spat acid on the cover and it dissolved the cover or something. There's some kind of stain there, but it looks so cool. I mean, it presents so well. There aren't really big creases or anything in it. If anything, it's just rounded corners and a little dinge. But again, that's just a PC book that's nostalgic for me. All right, here we go. This is actually a book that I can check off my list. I am getting another copy of this from Ethan for $8. It's also a newsstand copy, so I'll have two newsstand copies. One from Ethan, one I got today. I got this copy for $10. So what Stern Brothers had, they had a bunch of like comics upstairs priced at half off. They had one bin where the guy would mark with a pen which ones were full price. Um, and that, like, there was a little bit of a confusion because I thought I was going to be picking up a Batman. What was it? Um, it's the first Poison Ivy, the Carmine Infantino cover. That was sitting there for 200, and that's still sitting there for 200. Now that I think about it, I may, I may the next payday I may go and pick that up, especially if it can come down a few dollars. I may go pick that up. But anyway, hey Miss So, what's up? Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, I never got to see the latest Predator, but I heard a lot of good things about its portrayal of Native culture. So that's actually nice to see, right, in Hollywood when they, especially with like a film like Predator, you can get it right on Predator. You can get it right in a lot of areas. So that was great. Um, but yeah, I mean, back to this book. I'm gonna have two copies, and I'm just gonna keep both of them. But of course, give preference to the better quality one, better condition one. This one I can tell is probably not going to be as nice as Ethan's, and we paid more. This is a fine copy. It's a mid-grade copy. It's got sort of a big crease in the corner there. It's got spine ticks. I mean, is in bad need of a press. So this may be one of the books we send to Roger. I think Roger could improve this a lot to where this goes from a fine to maybe a fine plus, maybe a VF minus, um, which would really be awesome because this is like, I've been wanting this book for so long, and now I finally have one, and I'm getting a second one from Ethan, which I think is going to be better quality, better grade. It's also a newsstand copy, and I picked that one up for $8. So Ethan hooked me up again. Again, I think it's going to be a better grade than this one, but we'll sell this one maybe, or just keep it as a double in the collection. Don't mind having multiple newsstands. These will sell. I can sell those at any time, hopefully, for more than what I bought it for. All right, the next book. This is another book I'd been targeting. And this is Batman 428. It's book 3 of A Death in the Family. Beautiful Mike Mignola art there. And it's a newsstand copy. This is high grade. I would put it at a VF plus. It hasn't been pressed. It has spine ticks, but nothing really color breaking. It presents beautifully. So it is a high grade. We paid $20 for it, but I feel like given the grade and everything, newsstand, um, you know, $20 is like a mid grade price, and we got a high grade copy for 20. So feel good about it. All right, man. I can't believe we're already to the big books. Everybody knows I've been hunting for Batman 251, and that would be my, sort of Neil Adams Grail book. And that those plans have been put on the back burner, but I'm just wondering if I really want to pick it up now, especially after this book. This is Batman 243. And correct me if I'm wrong, Comic Fam. This is where you have to call me out on stuff like this. But this, I believe, is the first a steady run of Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil on Batman. This is their first work on Batman, and then they kind of run with it um, from this point on, leading up to that Joker cover, right? So it starts here on 243, and Joker covers 251. That's a good uh, 8 issues away. But yeah, I just couldn't. So we picked this up for $18, which, given the grade, okay, there's some creases here from a series of creases from in the corner that are long. Another long corner down here, another series of creases in this corner. So there's just creases everywhere, but it presents really well. Like, there are creases there, but the creases don't distract you from the book. And there are, spine ticks. But again, the color, everything about the book is vibrant. The colors, it looks great. I would seriously put this at a good grade, at a low grade, somewhere like a 3.0, maybe a 3.5. So maybe at like a VG minus, GD good plus, somewhere in that range. But I'm just hoping Roger can do something and maybe make it look even better. Right? $18, not bad, right? Love that pickup. This is another pickup. I just thought, you know what, for $50, this is something we'll pay. And a little bit it is just the fact that Romita Sr.'s been in our thoughts since the news of his passing, and so I've been picking up a lot of Romita Sr. just here and there, and I'm happy to do it. But this is feels like a grail. Feels like a grail book, to be honest, because there's so many key moments in this book, and this is ASM 59. It's the first cover appearance of Mary Jane. Beautiful artwork by Romita Sr. It's Romita Sr. interiors. Okay, he does the interiors. Mike Esposito on inks. I mean, this is a Romita book, and it just shows what he did for the franchise, the comic book. He brought Mary Jane to the fore. He brought Gwen Stacy. That he brought us that great romance between Peter and Gwen, which makes me Camp Gwen forever. No, I haven't gotten these pressed or cleaned yet. That's the crazy thing. So this is why this is sort of a process. I'm gonna send these books to Roger, and Roger's gonna work on them. He's gonna give them some TLC, and we'll see the improvement. Okay, we're gonna see the before and after. There's a lot of dinge on this cover here that I think Roger could clean up, get wider. In fact, I know he can get it wider. He uses like erasers and different like absorbers to pick up all that dirt there. So I am really thinking. I mean, but the thing is, there's like a staple. There's first of all a split along the spine. I think the staple's detached on this bottom one. The top looks okay, but other than that spine issue, and there's some water damage here. Other than that, the creasing isn't so bad, and it presents really, really well. As you could, when I say something presents well, if that's how it presents to you through through the modern technology, then that's kind of what you want to in a comic book, in a low grade comic book, right? If you're going to pay for low grade, you want to get something that presents well, and that's what we have here in these two copies. But hopefully, we can get that grade bump, and we're hoping Roger can assist us with that, and he's going to enjoy working on these books as well. So this is the final book that we picked up. Actually, no, we have two more books. This is probably the biggest book though we picked up today. And I paid less than the Romita Senior. Well, okay, they're both big books. I would say the Romita Senior book is one of the two big books of the haul. This is the second big book of the haul, and this is Batman 244. Now, I told you we were looking for Batman 251, but now with 243 and 244 in hand, my desire to pick up more Adams is kind of satiated right now. So if we run into 251 at the price we want, that's great. But for now, I think I'm good with this copy. And this copy, it's a solid 3. It's a solid 3. There's a little bit of a cutout piece in the corner there. Okay, I'll show you close up. It's like someone cut out a piece there. I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe it was like they're cutting boxes or something, and they cut a piece of the comic. I don't know. But it looks like a piece of that is cut out. But the staples are still attached. There are creases here, down here, in the corner a little bit. The spines got some issues up here, but overall down here it looks okay. I mean, it presents well. And so again, low grade book, but I think it could probably come back a 3 or 3.5. And again, it presents magnificently, which is why we paid $35 for this one. So 50, 35, 18, 20, 10, and then the dollar books. Now, our last book is, this wouldn't be an otaku hunt without some Jim Lee. And so the last book we picked up, and this is, I kind of went on a rant last night about Jim Lee books, and I've recalibrated my calculus on picking up Jim Lee books now. It's not about picking up everything. It's about picking up meaningful books. Okay? Meaningful books. Because there's a lot of stuff artists will work on that aren't meaningful books. They just kind of did it. Although most of Jim Lee's stuff has been very targeted at me. Excuse me. Excuse me again. But yeah, I mean, my point being, like, a lot of Jim Lee's stuff has been very at the forefront of Marvel, so it's very intentional. But there were things maybe at Wildstorm where, like, he did a cover or something. Maybe it wasn't his best work. So this, to me, is just a treasured find. It's Superman Unchained. It's a sketch variant, black and white. It's the San Diego Comic-Con 2013 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And now it's in my collection. So this is going to be this is a for me, I think, because it's the exclusive, it over time, this will just continue to go up in value. Um, I'm sure there are a lot of copies out there, but they're going to find their way to people like me, who aren't going to sell them, who aren't, they're just not going to be a lot of the copies available. Um, then again, who knows? A warehouse filled with them could, could pop open. So, but anyway, I'm just thinking this is going to be one of those like niche items where you don't see a lot of sales on it, um, and when you do, they're going to be, I think, bigger than what most people expect. So, um, love that book right there. And I'm focused on picking up a lot of Jim Lee Superman. Um, we're gonna pick up a lot of Jim Lee Superman, and this is why I'm hoping he begins another run. I know he's done. So we're gonna pick focus up on picking up. We've finished the Jim Lee Superman run, Volume 2 Superman run. We're focusing on Jim Lee's Superman Unchained run now. So now that I have this, this motivates me to get, I think, the first 12 issues. Everything Jim Lee's worked on, we're gonna pick up. And I think that's a fun thing to actually pick up because I had two, and I still have two. I had three. I sold three, and I might have sold like seven as well. So want to add those back into my collection. I know me sell Jim Lee, no way, but I think I did sell a few of the Unchained ones because I got a good price on them. Um, so let's see what else we got. I mean, my I've had a lot of great pickups this summer, and I am going on another big hunt on Friday, and you don't want to miss out on that. Thanks. So yeah, 150 bucks, and again, picking up three big books. I feel like that feels good to me. So we're still good on budget. I did go over my budget. I have to wait for my next paycheck. So this was paid on the credit card, but not to worry. You get paid on Friday, so that'll go to the credit card payments. Um, and we still have probably about $600 coming in, and I am going to spend about 100 of that on at Hill of Comics this Friday. So don't miss out on that haul. Uh, bring back $100 worth. But again, Hill of Comics doesn't have the best prices, but I know the guy there. He knows me. I think it's time we just cut with the niceties and said, hey, look, I'm looking at this grade. I don't see the price justification. I think if you make an argument like that, they will be able to work with you. So I'm hoping to just kind of like bring their own bias into dropping the book price for me. All right, so that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it. I kind of came on to um, talk about my books that I wanted to show off, and I got to do that. Just beautiful copies here. And this is sort of my collecting. This is where my collecting. I mean, I actually read these books. You know, um, these books came out during my time, and I have I have very strong memories of how violent this was, and then I have great memories about this entire storyline. Um, you know, Sinister really uses Madeline Pryor to kind of tricks her into. Well, I mean, she would have been evil anyway, but he just kind of accelerates the evilness, and bad things happen to New York City. um, it just brings back, like books like the Aliens book. It just brings back all those like memories of me sitting in my room reading this book and looking at that cover and uh, again being spooked by the aliens. Um, so here's something that I can update. Um, Part of the reason why we spent all our money this month, um, or I shouldn't say this month, our last paycheck. Part of the reason we spent our entire last paycheck um, is because I made a purchase. It was a it was a big sort of financial kind of decision about the collection. What I did was I bought. Um, they sell on Amazon a pack of 20. There's two packs of 10 um, comic book Silver Age top loaders from um, like Best Comic Book Supplies, BCS. Um, and those cost, again, 40. So you get, sorry, 20 top loaders for under $40, about $35, $36, free shipping. So I got two of those. So I have 40 top loaders en route to the casa. And I also bought 50 Mylar bags and 50 clear boards from Clear Comics Connect, or maybe it's Clear Connect Comics, but they're on Instagram. Uh, and I looked through their product and catalog and stuff, and their clear backing boards make sense for me in terms of storage. Um, yeah, yeah. So it's 50 clear backing boards, clear 50 Mylars. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the top 50 books that I have, whether now or what I expect to have. So I am going to leave room for the top loaders for the books that we're targeting. And hopefully we can complete this plan of 50 comic books for those artificial slabs. But yeah, we're going to treat it like it's a slab. Once we put the tape on and we have it in, of course we're going to use gloves. We're going to take a meticulous approach. I am going to reserve doing that process until I get the books back from Roger. So a lot of these books here that we showed off that are probably going to Roger, that will probably end up slabbing in top loaders when we get them back from Roger. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things in motion that we're going to continually show off. So um, I think I can honestly say, like, I watch a lot of YouTube content um, with different comic book creators. I'm always looking for book content that's engaging and kind of targeted at what I like and the things I like to do. And again, then I like tuning in to the old timers as well. The old timers with a lot of comic book knowledge, people who've been selling for decades and can kind of give. I saw something that was very eye opening. There are all these like networks of websites and comic book shops that where you can literally find anything if you're tuned into like people selling online. So um, that was kind of eye opening to me because here was for the first time if I wanted to buy a book for a specific price and a specific grade, maybe it's a graded book, I could get a good around book value, maybe work out a deal to drop it below that value, but have it shipped directly to my home and pay online. Um, Now, the thing I don't like about doing that is oftentimes you're looking at photos and you can't oftentimes be the best judge of condition. But I kind of already have that lens on when I'm looking at a book. I'm always going to assume like there are things I can't see that are going to drop the grade of the book. So I always give things a very very sort of low estimate um, when I'm trying to buy things. And so a lot of the Silver Age stuff, I mean, it's priced at low grade. They price it a little lower. And that's where I come in and say, hey, can you go down a little bit? And if I can get them there, where it's priced way below, but they go below a little bit more on low grade silver golden age stuff, then that would be awesome. So I've got a golden age book that I'm targeting online right now. I'm going to try to bundle package it and have him drop the price a little bit so where I get all the books just a little bit cheaper. And I'm going to see if, and I'm sure he's, he's selling. He understands a good, a good barter or a good um, trade when uh, trade offer when he gets one. So we'll see if he accepts that, and if so, we've got more books coming. Um, Probably as early as like next Monday. They could arrive on Monday if the guy is really on top of things with shipping. Um, I've got another book on its way. It's a Jim Lee Superman book. Um, I think we're gonna go to Hill of Comics on Friday uh, with thoughts of filling out the Unchained run. I'm just gonna get all the books. If the Unchained is there and it's priced fairly, like maybe $2 for high grade copies, um, we'll look at filling that up there. Otherwise, we'll just stick to the 50 cent $1.50 bins on picking those up. That can be a slow. Um, yeah, we don't actually need to focus. We'll focus on like some of the bigger keys at Hello Comics because that's what Hello Comics has. They have a big keys, and we need to make a decision on the first Poison Ivy. Now, let me tell you about this book. It was at Stern Brothers. It's a low grade book. Okay, it's I mean it's a we're looking at like maybe a 2025 book, and we'll get into the reasons why it's a 2025 book. But um, it's Batman. Ugh, I want to say like 251 or something like that. I got to look this up first. We got to look up the first appearance of Poison Ivy. I should know this. 181. Okay, I knew it was like a 251 or a 181 or something like that. Anyway, back to Batman 181. There's a copy for $200 available at Stern Brothers, and I would say it's in the 2025 range. Um, Now, I didn't have money to buy that book today, but I wanted to pick it up. But it was just too expensive, so I said, I'll probably come back for this on Friday, um, or next week. But yeah, we should have enough for that book with the next paycheck. So we'll have enough for this. We'll have enough for the first Poison Ivy. Now, okay, let's talk about this book. It's a beautiful book. The colors are vibrant. It's kind of like a lot of what you see here, but there is damage. I think the lower staple is popped. So, but it's like a clean pop. It's not like one of those like violent rips. So it's a clean pop, but you see there's like a little bit of ripping and tearing along the bindery part. But in terms of like the spine color, there are a few wrinkles here and there, but overall, like it presents like a mid-grade book. Like if you look close at the staple, you're like, oh, okay, that's a low-grade book. But there aren't like big creases like going up and down the book. It's a clean-looking book, um, and it's gorgeous. And so, I think 200 for that book is a really great bargain. So I'll be picking that up. Right? I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Because these are the books I like and want. I'm not looking to flip these or sell these. If I get the first Poison Ivy, that's just staying in the PC. Um, all of these books are PC books, to be honest. But that Poison Ivy one is a big one. Um, just because of the great price again. 200 dollars for that book is insanely cheap. So we're gonna pick that up. In fact, I'll probably pick it up. I'll take $300 out on Friday. We'll go pick that up. Then we'll go to Auburn, pick up books with whatever we have left, and call it a day. So again, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This was another fun, just time sharing all the stuff that's happened this summer. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. It's been a great summer of pickups and meetups, and I still haven't even gotten around to putting up my Larry Hama video. I'll get around to doing that. I did want to kind of edit and put it together with the books and stuff, um, so it kind of goes out as this like musical montage. So we'll work on that. I'll probably do it through my phone, and outside kids are yelling. Um, we'll probably do that and put it out sometime this week. But for now, I'm kind of focused on what we'll be picking up, and we'll be going over what we pick up this weekend. So stay tuned. We're going to get into all that. And Roger and I, especially, I think tomorrow night, Roger and I are going to come on the channel and talk about the next set of books we're going to press and clean. And so, again, Roger's been so generous with that. I mean, for him to spend time on these books, that means so much to me. That means so much to the both of us. I mean, we're looking to preserve these books for the next generation, right? And I know I will impart how important these books are to me, to my son. He will understand that, and he will, even if he sells most of it, he will keep the books I know. I will outline to him the books I want him to keep. Um, and a lot of the books we picked out today are those books. So um, hopefully you can keep as many of these like 50 slabs as we can. Again, the 50 slabs is going to kind of represent the core PC, the big books in the collection. I've got all the sort of the historical stuff laid out down there. We're just trying to pick up all the represent the history as best we can in the runs we're collecting. And again, my comic book collecting focus has shifted a lot from when I first got back. Oh, a lot from when I first started to where I got back into collecting and to where I am now. Um, you know, I think for a long time, for someone like me, I thought this is a book I could never actually afford or get. But now that I have these resources, damn, I can pick it up now. And it's a glorious book. It is a glorious book. I mean, I could stare at these covers all day and just and just be. Um, I think what I will do is I'm going to maybe give these. Well, no, I'm going to do that with Roger tomorrow. So we'll give him a good kind of thorough look over tomorrow. Take him out of the bags and boards and um, kind of go over them. I think that's a plan. Yeah, that is a plan, Stan. All right, thanks for hanging out. See you guys later. Later, alligator.